Alright, hey, what's up, guys? This is gonna be a simple argument and discussion. It's in my honest opinion that Festergut in ICC is overtuned on Warmane. What are your guys' thoughts? Overtuned as in the stat check is way too high. So on Rodface, the boss has 39 million health. Festergut, 54.5 million health. Marigar has 37.9 million health on normal. And Blood Prince Council has 32 million. Even Professor Putricide only has about 46 million, and the oozes have 1.7 million. On average, you'll have about 6 oozes, but let's do the math. 6 oozes times 1.7, that's only 10.2 million. Plus, we have the 46 million on his health. You have to do 56.2 million damage on Professor Putricide. That is within the span of 7 minutes, not 5 minutes. So you have to do the same amount of damage on Professor Putricide as you do on Festergut, but you have 2 less minutes to clear the boss. That's for Professor Putricide. On Blood Queen, the boss has 3 million more health on normal. She has 3 million more health, but she has the same enrage timer. And you have a mechanic. You have a mechanic that gives you 100% more damage on your top DPS, and it gets spread to the other top DPSers, making the fight significantly easier. You essentially have duplicates of your top DPS in the raid, and Blood Queen on normal is easier than Festergut on normal on Lordaeron. It makes no sense. Sendragosa is actually one of the easiest bosses in ICC 25. There's like a 10-minute enrage timer. You have all the time in the world to kill her. And all you need to do is do the tactics and you can clear the content. But at the end of the day, if you can't clear Festergut, then what are you going to do? You're just going to sit there and struggle. And I find it really, really confusing how one can argue that it is okay for a guild a progressive guild to gear up and they'll be able to clear Syndragosa, they'll be able to clear Blood Queen, and they'll be sitting at Festergut waiting to kill Festergut before they can finish clearing the entire raid. And then let's not even break into the fact that heroics on Lordaeron are a joke. They're easy as shit. They're so damn easy. We one-shot Blood Prince Council the first time we ever tried it. All you have to do is spread ahead of time. You're good. The DPS requirements, they're nothing. Same as Ice Crown. It's not hard at all. So progressing to heroic is infinitely easier than clearing the content on normal for the first time. Like you go into the raid and you just get slapped by Marigar. You realize, damn, we can't come here doing 4K DPS and in dungeon gear. We can't do fast pause. We need to do TOC for a while or whatever. And at the end of the day, my personal take on this is that it's problem. Normal bosses should not be this difficult, and heroic bosses should not be this easy. In my honest opinion, getting Bis gear like Shadowmoor and DBW, heroic marks, it should be hard. It should be a struggle. You should not be easily clearing content on heroic when you're ready. But once you're geared up, the jump from normal to heroic is nothing. And not only that, bosses like Deathbringer Sarfang, they're pretty much the exact same as they are on Ice Crown. Exact same as they are on retail. Um, let's take another example. Marigar. Marigar on heroic. He's pretty much the same as Ice Crown, but just more health. So you got to do a lot more damage. That's it. But at the same time, it's easy as shit. Marigar HC, easy. Pugs can do it. Fester normal, Pugs can't do it. How are the requirements for heroic Marigar lower than the requirements for normal Festergut? How? How does that make sense? How can you argue that that's a good argument? And then on the forums, you got people telling me I'm wrong, I'm an idiot, blah 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 blah. But at the end of the day, like, I mean, I would prefer if you guys could take a look at the forums and take a look at this. But I made a discussion right here. Made some proposed changes. In my opinion, the mechanics should do a way more. So this was here I was talking about some shit. Right here I said nerf the health on the bosses, increase the fucking tactics. The bone spike should not be so wet paper on normal. make the bone spikes do more damage, give them more health. Lady Death Whisper, nerf her health, nerf her mana, increase the trash health, increase the health of the trash, so you have to kill the trash with more players. If you don't kill the trash, you die. Bloodlust should be provided to a mind controlled target. 40% more damage on the death in the case, so if you're standing in the puddle, you die. 30% more damage to a single target frostbolt, so the tank dies. Like the idea is if you don't do the mechanics, you wipe. That's what Lordaeron should be. Hardcore raiding, people doing the content properly. No, all Lordaeron is do you have 6K gear score? Okay, we could run the raid with you. Oh, you're not 6K gear score? Well, try to get boosted. Pay somebody to boost you. Like it's 100% stat check casino. At the end of the day, my guild progressed like 3 heroics in a single day. We progress a new heroic boss every single time we do a raid. It's so piss easy to do the bosses on heroic. And the jump from normal to heroic is piss easy. It's literally nothing. Like you'd be surprised how easy it is to do HC content on Lordaeron with a geared group versus doing normal content on an ungeared group. I'd say it's probably impossible to clear ICC on normal with at content geared players, full pre-raid BIS players. It's impossible. You probably aren't going to kill Festergut and Rotface. And pre-raid BIS being like, dungeon gear, not coming to raids at all and just doing Foz Pause Horror Heroic, TOC Heroic, TOC Normal Trinket Farm, etc. All of that. Even buying BOEs, Blood Queen's Choker, all of that. Sarfang on normal, the dude has 40 million health on normal, and on Heroic he has 44 million. That's literally the same as retail. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, in my opinion, Sarfang, the Blood Beast need more health. The Blood Nova can do more damage. Um, excuse me, the Rune of Blood should heal 300% more. If he gets any hits on the tank, you should feel it. You should see the health bar ticking 1% like health every time. Instead of healing for 70k, he should heal for 250k every time he auto attacks the tank. So you have to taunt properly. And if your tanks are shit, you shouldn't be able to clear the content. Like they need to buff the mechanics instead of just buffing the health. Hey, here's more health on the boss. Here's more damage the boss does. You know what you could do to rebalance the thing? Instead of tripling the boss's weapon damage and making the boss hit hard as shit, you can make the boss hit faster. So the boss, like say the boss swings, Marigar swings every 0.6 seconds at half damage. Now all of a sudden block tanking is better. Warriors are actually viable on Lordaeron. You can play warrior on every other server but Lordaeron. Lordaeron, it's impossible to play. Why? They need to buff the raw damage numbers. It doesn't make any sense. They're not actually rebalancing the content or changing the content. Like this was my proposed change. Normal Festergut should get a 5 million health nerf, and heroic Festergut should get a 6 million health buff. So there should be a big ass difference between normal and heroic. You should be able to clear the content on normal. 49 million is still going to be hard for a lot of pugs to clear, but it's going to be reasonable. Let me see. Yeah, Valithria unchanged, Syndragosa unchanged, Lich King unchanged. Like honestly, like Festergut and Sarfang are the only problems on this server. The Lordaeron stat wise is problematic when you come to Festergut and Sarfang. And it's a big ass issue to try to try to expect 10k DPS from every single raider in your group. And then when you look at it, and you only need like 400 DPS more from the entire raid group to do it on heroic. It's like, how does that make any sense at all? Heroic Festergut being just as easy as normal Festergut makes zero sense in my mind when one drops bis loot and the other drops normal loot. When one is needed for progression through the raid and the other is to get your best in slot gear. Like, I'm just gonna say heroic Festergut is too fucking easy and normal Festergut is way too hard. That is my argument. Like, you cannot tell me that Lordaeron, the end all be all, best heroic rating realm on the server, is so difficult, so hard, and all these rating guilds are just one-shotting everything on heroic without a problem. And it's a joke to them, including my guild. We're doing 8HC over here, clearing the content weekly, doing that shit. We killed Marigar heroic twice this week. Even Core 2 cleared heroic Marigar. Meanwhile, you can't even clear Festergut on normal. That shit don't make no sense. That really doesn't make any sense. So, anyways, you guys give me your take. I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think Festergut is overtuned on normal? Do you think pugs should be able to clear the content if they're good enough instead of like in my opinion? Okay, so in my take, before I end the video, I want to say this statement. If your group is good enough, if everyone plays properly, if everyone's playing well and they're decently geared, you should not need to overgear for the content to clear the content, in my opinion. And on Lordaeron, you do need to overgear for the content. Everyone needs to be about 6K gear score to do the content. And if you can do all the content on normal, you can do all the content on heroic. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna say that I personally think pugs need to drop the requirements. So give me your opinions. Drop a comment, hit that like button, subscribe, share this video with your friends. Fishbro Ninja, Sparta Ninja, Dog Shit Guild, yeah, whatever. Just share it, like hate watch it, or some of the fans are gonna love watch it, whatever. Thank you for sharing the video and liking it. I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.